Lauderdale County students will return to school this week for a new year. However, damage caused by storms last school year remains. So what's taking so long to fix it? We find out from the superintendent in our top story tonight. 1 in 30 million. Those are the odds in finding a rare orange lobster. And one local restaurant was part of finding one of 3 within just the past year. A new and bright addition to Meridian's skyline. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Tom Williams on top of the 3-foot building in the boxcar. It's been beautiful so far. It's hard to believe just 1 week ago that EF2 tornado came through the Clarkdale area 1 week ago tonight. Feels like it's been longer, while at the same time, a shorter amount of time has passed. The search is over for Christopher Denson, the suspect accused in the shooting death of a 69-year-old at a family gathering last night. Today, he was arrested at his apartment. As our Sky 11 drone flies over the scene, you can see the mangled cars of the freight train below. The wheels coming off and scattered about. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. And as Chief Meteorologist Deetra McKenzie mentioned off the top of the show, there's a lot of rain in the area, some of it very heavy. Even one flash flood warning to our west near Forest right now. The suspect, Dante Bender, was arrested this morning in Choctaw County, Mississippi. He is back in Meridian tonight and in jail.
One more opportunity, sir. Do you have anything to say about any of the events yesterday? Do you want to say anything about you being accused of shooting and killing Brittany?
I didn't do it.
None. Nothing about shooting and killing Officer Coon. You say you didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
You did not do it. Then why are you being accused of doing it? You're a former law enforcement officer. Do you want to say anything about that?
30 minutes ago, an officer was involved in a shooting right here behind me in the 2400 block of 51st Avenue. You can see the crime scene tape down there at the bottom of this hill. The last time someone died in the line of duty here in the city of Meridian in Lauderdale County was December 28th, 1985. That was Alma Walters. She was a Meridian police officer, lost her life responding to a domestic violence incident much like this one. And I do want to address a comment that you mentioned during a forum a few weeks ago.
Yes.
You did call the children here in the city of Meridian the dumbest kids on the planet.
The dumbest kids on the planet.
So you went to high school here. So do you believe
I graduated here.
So do you believe that you are one of the dumbest kids on the planet
No,
since you are from here?
The
governor's talking to a bunch of media right now, so we were hoping to have him just a second ago. So if he walks over here in the middle of me talking, we'll of course get right to that interview. But come here, let me show you something real quick. The famous pavilion that everyone always speaks from, the famous podium. Here's Governor right here. I'll tell you what, we will speak to you. We are live. How you doing, Governor? Good. Yeah, Lindsay, everything you just said is correct. And as a matter of fact, since we've been standing here over the last hour or so, about 30 people have come up and been turned away. But for right now, people that are trying to come and visit this historic building, they're met with a sign. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we will not be open tonight. So they hope that'll change. We'll have to wait one more day for this historic building to open. Lindsay, here at the Meridian Little Theater, just over 1,800 voters are registered to this specific precinct. As of right now, 556 people have cast their ballots here. One last weekend before a lot of people go back to school to get in a beach trip there.
Yeah.
Also, is my tie straight?
That's not
a little crooked. Like that?
Maybe a little jog to the left.
Like this?
Oh,
right
you're
here?
talking it down. I'm thinking, there you go.
Right there?
I think
there
that fixed it.
Sorry, I didn't notice. Anyway. All right. Thanks a whole lot, Deetra. Well, we have finally reached the end of the week. It's Friday after all, and we have some stories that will hopefully send you into your weekend on a high note. It's time for Feel Good Friday, sponsored by Bank Plus. Graduating is a huge milestone in a student's life, and today several students from Meridian Community College walked across the graduation stage. Stephen Bowers joins us now for a look at the weather. Hey, it's Friday. I just remembered that. Hey, that's a good thing, unless you have to work on the weekend, I guess. But it's going to be beautiful either way, no matter what you're doing.
You just got really excited about the weekend.
Well, I did. You know when you're working throughout the day and you're kind of miserable, and then you go, wait a second, it's Friday, the weekend, or I'm off tomorrow, whatever day is your Friday. But it's a dinosaur off of Jurassic World of some sort.
There you go. Okay, but I'm pretty sure one little boy or girl would actually like to have that. Now,
I might like that as an adult, to be honest with you, because every single year, I've been doing this for 14 years here. Yeah. Every single year, I feel like a little kid when I'm looking through this. What made you pull the trigger and kill Marsha Pace? Guilty of first-degree murder and nothing to say. After you've been sentenced to life in prison, so do you want to talk about any of that? Your emotions, your feelings? Do you have any regret? It only took jurors around 40 minutes to reach that verdict. Judge Bo Bailey wasted no time sentencing Truett Thomas Pace to life in prison.
The facts of the case: she was shot in the back of the head And this defendant admitted that he had done that shooting, and I believe that that's why the jury was able to quickly see and make their verdict.
After 3 days of trial, hearing 15 witnesses, and seeing more than 20 pieces of evidence, family members of Marsha Pace say they finally have justice.
We just weren't sure how things were going to go. Obviously, this was something we had prayed about and hoped that it would happen, and we are very thankful that he was able to get a life sentence.
It's been 1,279 days since Truett Pace shot and killed Marsha Pace at their home on Brown Hook Road in Lauderdale County. The family says it's been way too long.
This has been a long time. We've waited over 1,000 days. I know y'all have heard in court over 1,000 days for this verdict, and this was exactly what we had hoped for.
Throughout the trial, witnesses talked about domestic violence and how Marsha started the process to get out of the situation.
I believe this was a very difficult case. Of course, it does involve a history of domestic violence between the defendant, Truett Pace, and the victim, Marsha Pace.
The final witness before closing arguments was former Mississippi Chief Medical Examiner Mark Levon. Levon took jurors through the autopsy and explained that Marsha had 2 black eyes and an abrasion on her cheek at the time she was killed. He testified this was done prior to her death. But now the trial is over and the family is relieved. They know how much Marsha was loved and will be missed.
There's so many people that cared and loved her as much as we did. So we're just thankful for all the prayers and very happy with the outcome.
In Meridian, Tom Williams, WTOK News 11.
I had the pillows and all over them, and then I was bent over them.
Riding out a direct hit from an EF3 tornado inside of a basement, Robin Chowles was covering her 5-year-old granddaughter as well as her 7-month-old grandson during the intense moment.
We were right in that little place right there where the yellow stuffed animal is.
They had a plan in place before the storm, and this is where they hunkered down.
I looked out the door and I saw the debris, and I got the kids and got them against the inside wall, covered them with pillows.
The basement is in a home Chowles was renovating. The floor of one room, which was also the ceiling of the basement, torn off.
By the time we got against the wall, the house was gone. It was raining on us, and you see the sky.
With maximum winds of 145 miles per hour, the 800-yard-wide EF3 tornado carved a 9.2-mile path. The National Weather Service estimates that it was on the ground for 11 minutes. The tornado was EF2 intensity until it got to Smith Galloway Road. That's where wind speeds picked up, right where Chowles and her grandchildren were taking cover. Chowles' spirits are high, thankful they survived the storm. She says her granddaughter told her this.
Nana, I don't want to fly today. I'm not but 5. I'm too young to fly. I don't want to die, but if I fly today, if I fly to heaven, I want you to fly with me. So, I'm sure she'll be storm shocked from now on.
Meridian police are investigating a shooting where no one was hit. However, a business was struck by bullets, and there's video of what appears to be the shootout. Tonight, we hear from someone who was working at that business nearby.
We're just like, oh, it's for real, and we just dropped to the floor.
A dangerous moment Thursday afternoon in Meridian. 2 people getting into a shootout just before 1 o'clock on Highway 19 North near Manning Street. No one was shot, but a family-owned tire shop was hit, bullets piercing the front windows, causing them to shatter.
No idea what was going on, if they were shooting at us or what was going on, you know?
The whole thing was caught on security camera. You see a man walking in front of Trustmark Bank. Moments later, he's seen running. In the surveillance video, you can see what appears to be a white car pull into this driveway right here. You can see a person get out and start shooting toward the tire shop right down the hill. And there's still evidence right here on the street. One shell casing right here, and then another right there. As soon as shots ring out, the man goes from walking to running. He avoids getting hit by a car as he crosses Highway 19 North. And after he crosses the street, you can see him run right by the garage. And he has a gun in his hand. And that's evident from 2 bullet holes that are inside the garage that appear to have been shot by the person running. You can see the gun in his hand right here.
That guy could have just came in here and just took shelter, or like came to us and said, give me all you got or anything, you know? Yeah. So we just we stood there literally with a knife. And we were just like, well, this is the only thing we got to defend ourselves.
Aguilar says he's heard of nearby shootings before. His family wants to run their business in peace and make an honest living. Aguilar says coming to work is somewhat of a risk.
I don't know. Like, I have a girlfriend. She tells me, "How do you feel?" And I'm like, kind of unsafe because you never know. Someone can just come up and shoot you.